morning. This is Unit 2, Day 17 notes, and we're going to go over, first start on this warm-up, but today we're going to go over the law of cosines. The law of cosines is a little bit different than the law of sines. It is either a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2 BC and then cosine of angle opposite this side, so angle A. But based on the information they give you, you can use one of the other ones. B squared equals c squared plus a squared minus 2ac cosine of beta, or b. We can also have c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of c. We also have the special one, cosine of a. If we want to manipulate this, it'll be cosine of a. Let me rewrite this. Is equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. And if we factor out a negative, this is exactly what it's going to look like. This is just the generalization of the Pythagorean theorem. The triangles, also known as used for triangles that are labeled. If they give us side, 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 we can use this to find the angle. And if they give us side, angle, side, so it says when using the law of cosines, you must always stay with the law of cosines for the entire problem. Do not use the law of sines. It says the sides of the triangle are 5, 8, and 12. We need an angle. So this is side, side, side. We can use the law of cosines to find, let's try angle A first. It doesn't matter which one you start with. I'm going to say, let's start with angle A. Well, my formula is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2ab cosine of A. My A is 5 squared equals B is 8 squared plus C is 12 squared minus 2 times A, which is 5, times B, which is 8, cosine of A. We really need to just solve for cosine of A. So 5 squared is 25. Plus 64 plus 144 is 208. Oh, equals. Minus oh, this is BC. I wrote it down wrong. So this is BC. BC. So this is 8 times 12. Okay. So this is 8 times 12 times 2, which is 192. Cosine of A. If you subtract 208 and you divide by negative 192, cosine of A equals -25 minus 208 divided by 192. -192. And if you do the cosine inverse, remember we press second cosine and then we plug in this fraction. We know that angle A is approximately somewhat 17.6 degrees. Now we can use the law of sines because we have the angle and then the opposite side. So we have angle A and side A. So we can use the law of sines to find for the other one, B. And then we just know that the angles in a triangle add up to be 180. So this is a little bit shorter. I know that sine of 17.6 over 5 equals, let's solve for B first, and then we'll do C. Sine of B over the opposite side, which is 8. When we cross multiply, I have sine of B times 5 equals sine of 17.6 times 8. Remember that 8 cannot multiply times that 17.6. To solve for sine of B, I divide every side by 5. And I have sine of B equals 8 sine of 17.6 over 5. Plug it in your calculator exactly like this. We're going to take the sine inverse. So we have sine of B. When we do the sine inverse of both sides and we plug this in, then we're going to get B equals about 29.0-ish. Okay, guys, in order to find C, we just have to add them up and then subtract them from 180. So let's do it right here. 180 minus 29 plus 17.6 is about 46.6. And when we subtract that, we're going to get 133.4. So this is angle C. C is equal to 133.4. So this is how it's going to be. They're not going to always give you a triangle. You have to draw a triangle. Start off by drawing a triangle. It says that we have our vertices are A, B, and C. Doesn't matter where you put them. It says angle A is 46.5 degrees. A to C is 10.5. A to C is 10.5 centimeters. And A to B is 18 centimeters. So this is a side, the angle in between it, and then the very next side. So this is going to be side, angle, side. So first, we can solve, use the law of cosines to solve for, we can find little a. And then that way we can use a law of sines. We need the angle and then the opposite side in order to write my ratio. So let's find little a. I know that little a, or the formula is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc and then cosine of a. Okay, so a squared, we don't know. That's just going to be a squared. B squared is the one opposite your B. This is the one opposite your B, and this is the one opposite your C. So B squared is 10.5 squared plus C squared is 18 squared minus 2 times 10.5 times 18, cosine of A. Cosine of 46.5 is A. 46.5. We can actually just plug everything into our calculator and then at the end take the square root. So A squared equals, when I plug all of this exactly with the parentheses and everything into my calculator, try it out. I think we get 174. And so we have to take the square root of both sides to get A by itself, and that means A is equal to 13.2, and my units are centimeters. So we're going to write that in here, 13.2 centimeters. And now I can use my law of sines to find one more angle. Now that we have a ratio, let's find angle B first. Doesn't matter which one we find first, but let's find angle B. So I know my ratio is A, and I know my side A now. So sine of the 46.5 over side A is 13.2 equals sine B. We're trying to find angle B when the opposite side, or side B, is 10.5. Now all we have to do is cross multiply. So I have 13.2 sine B equals 10.5 sine of 46.5. I divide by 13.2, and I have to plug this in as a sine inverse since we're trying to find angle B. I can't divide by sine, so I have to take the sine inverse of both sides. So remember, we do second sine and then plug in this fraction. Remember, this is the dot, 46.5 and 12.3. And then we're going to get beta is approximately, let me just not go into this picture, angle B or angle beta is approximately something like 35.3. Make sure you're in degrees. 35.3 degrees. So this is 35.3 degrees. Remember, to find the third angle on a triangle, we add up the two angles and then we subtract them from 180. So 180 minus 35 plus 40, 35.3 plus 46.5 is 81.8. When we subtract that, we get 98.2. So angle C is 98.2. And now we have solved for every single angle in every single side of this triangle. The next one says, a businesswoman wishes to buy a triangular lot in a busy downtown location. The lot frontages on the three adjacent streets are 125, 128, and 315 feet. They even wrote it in there for you. Find the measure of the largest angle and hence the area of the lot. So I'm going to use the cosine C formula. Remember that cosine, we're just solved for the angle. Cosine of C equals A squared plus B squared minus C squared all over 2AB, the ones that don't go with this angle. Okay, well, I have all of this information. Cosine of C equals A squared will make, find the largest angle. I know my largest angle is opposite my largest side, so this is my largest angle, or angle C. And I guess I'll make my A 125 and my B, 280. You could have changed it if you would like to. You could switch A and B. So I'm going to say, well, this is 125 squared plus 280 squared minus C, which is 315 squared over 2 times 125 times 280. If I do cosine inverse of both sides, I'm going to get C equals, I'm going to be able to solve for C, and C is equal to 94.3 degrees. 94.3. This is angle C. All right, well, we know how to find the area of a triangle. We learned this last notes. My area is 1/2 A B sine of C. Oops, sine of C. Okay, well, this is 1/2. Side A is 125. Side B is 280. And then sine of C, which we just found out is 94.3. This is my area of a triangle. When we plug this into our calculator, just normally, just like it looks, we get 17451.7 feet squared. Try it out. Make sure I'm right. All right, guys. I want you guys to try the other ones. Let me know if you have any problems. Have a great day.